In this video, I'll be going over the 10 gods Smite gives new players for free and helping you figure out which of the 2 gods from each of the 5 classes that you should start off with, starting with the Guardians. The 2 Guardians they give you is Ymir and your Mage. They have 2 very different playstyles and one of the Guardians is clearly easier than the other. So which one is easier? I could tell you that, but I feel like showing you would be better. This is Ymir, and he's a very straightforward Guardian. His abilities aren't too crazy to figure out and has pretty good survivability. Can protect the team and do good damage while doing that. But is he easier than your Mage? Well, let's find out. This is your Mage, and one thing that might have stood out to you is her mana is different from Ymir. Why? Because her abilities take bars of mana instead of a percentage of mana. It could be a good thing if you know how to use it correctly. Her abilities are simple to understand but not to use. Her abilities require you to know when and where to use it. And with her mana, it takes longer to come back as well. You probably guessed Ymir is the god that you should start off with, and I will agree with you. Ymir is a good balance of being able to do damage and take damage, and your Mage isn't, so choose Ymir. Moving on to the Assassins class, and the lucky 2 assassins you get for free are Nemesis and Thanatos. These 2 are very similar to each other, but one of them is easier than the other. So Nemesis is very simple to understand. Well, both of them are. Her abilities are easy to hit, and one ability allows her to get health back as well. That's not all, she has a good escape ability, and her basic attack reduces defense from the enemy, along with these 2 abilities. See, nothing too crazy. Now Thanatos is very high risk and high reward. Nemesis is very basic attack focused, but Thanatos is very ability based, meaning you have to hit your abilities to do big damage. But although Thanatos' ability is easy to hit, he can increase his damage and speed with one ability, silence enemies' abilities with another, and this is where you might have trouble throwing the scythe and his ultimate. His ultimate can be hard to hit because you have to land on the enemy when their health is low enough, which is easy to miss. The scythe throw is your bread and butter. If you can't hit that, then you are in trouble. So if you're new, I suggest you play Nemesis first. Moving along, we have reached the warrior class, and the 2 warriors you'll get is Bologna and Chalk. Both of them are simple and easy to understand, but which one is easier? This time I will not be telling you which one is easier. I want you to think about it, and at the end of the video I'll be telling you which one is easier. Starting with Bologna, she can do a lot. She can use different weapons when she activates each ability, and all of them do different effects. One heals her and stops enemies from attacking if you hit them, one blocks damage, and one does more damage. And to top it off, she can plant a flag that increases her damage and her allies' damage when they are inside the ring. She's very basic attack heavy, so remember that. But is she easier than Chalk? Chalk is simple as well to get the hang of. His abilities are easy to use and actually fun to play. He can throw an axe and teleport to it, or make it rain where the axe landed. When it rains, he heals himself as well, and his ultimate is so big you can't miss it. Unlike Bologna, Chalk is very ability based. Up next is the Hunter class, and the 2 lovely hunters you get to play for free is Neith and Izanami. For me, it's a clear winner here. As I played them over, I changed my mind quickly. Why? Because of one thing. One thing changed my whole mindset on these 2 characters. The abilities. And Neith has the easiest abilities between the 2. Neith is very ability driven, and Izanami is very basic attack driven. Unlike Izanami, Neith has abilities that can lock you in place and do big damage, and her ultimate doesn't miss. But with Izanami, you really have to rely on your aiming skills, and this is why Neith is the easiest hunter out of the 2. Now it's time for the Mage class, and the 2 mages you get is Oleron and Poseidon. And to make it easier for you guys to choose, you can think of them like Neith and Izanami. Poseidon is more ability based, and Oleron is more basic attack based. Poseidon's abilities are easier to hit than Oleron. He can slow the enemy with a pool of water, beat himself up with another one, and to top it off, summon a Kraken for his ultimate. But be careful with him because he doesn't have a good escape ability. So if you get caught, then that's all she wrote, okay? So don't get caught. For Oleron, he doesn't have an escape either, but he can push people away and heal with one ability. And like I said, he's very basic attack heavy. So with one ability, he can increase his basic attack. Not to mention, another one of his abilities can hit from long range, and his ultimate slows the enemy attacks and abilities, but speeds you up. For mages, you have to be really cautious when you play them because you don't have any getaways, so you can't take a lot of damage. Just for that reason, I would say you should use Poseidon just because his abilities have a larger radius than Oleron and are easy to hit. And PS, I chose Chalk over Bologna.